पूर्वस्मिन् सप्ताहे प्रत्याहारस्य विषये चर्चा जाता। माहेश्वरसूत्राणि 14 सूत्राणि सन्ति। अक्षरसमाम्नायः इत्युच्यते। अक्षरसमाम्नाय इत्युक्ते अक्षराणां संग्रहः इति। माहेश्वरसूत्राणाम् अपरं नाम वर्तते अक्षरसमाम्नायः इति। अक्षराणां संग्रहः, समाम्नाय इत्युक्ते संग्रहः, समूहः। अत्र संस्कृतभाषायां सामान्यतः ये वर्णाः प्रयोगे सन्ति तेषां संकलनम् अत्र कृतमस्ति पाणिनि महर्षिणा। अ इ उ ऋ ए ओ ऐ औ इति स्वराः। अनन्तरं हकारादारभ्य प्रथम हकारात् आरभ्य अन्तिम लकारपर्यन्तं हल् इति सर्वाणि व्यञ्जनानि सन्ति। प्रत्याहारः इत्युक्ते अक्षराणां संक्षेपेण संग्रहः कथं भवति। यथा उदाहरणम् अक् इत्युक्ते अ इ उ ऋ इति पञ्चस्वराः। प्रत्येकस्मिन् सूत्रे अत्र 14 सूत्रेषु प्रत्येकं सूत्रस्य अन्तिमवर्णः यद्वर्तते अत्र णकारः ककारः व्यञ्जनं दृश्यते तत् केवलं उच्चारणसौकर्यार्थं तेषां ग्रहणं सूत्र अथवा पदनिर्माण समये सूत्राणां प्रसक्तिः भवति। तस्मिन् समये अन्तिमवर्णानां ग्रहणं न भवति, तेषां प्रयोजनं नास्ति। यथा अक् प्रत्याहारे आदिमवर्णः अकारः, अन्तिमवर्णः तु ककारः इति उच्चारणार्थं, परन्तु प्रत्याहारे केवलम् अ इ उ तथा ऋ एव इति अवधेयम्। तथैव ऐच् प्रत्याहारे ऐ तथा औ इति वर्णद्वयम् एव वर्तते इति। तथा अन्येपि प्रत्याहाराः सन्ति। श र इति शर् प्रत्याहारे श श स इति ऊष्मवर्णाः अन्तर्गताः भवन्ति। अत्र
एक प्रश्नः अस्ति। कौ प्रत्यये अन्तरे चाटाः सन्ति। काप अन्यवर्गे सूत्रमध्ये स्तः किमर्थम्?
प्रथमं किं? चौ खौ इति खौ खकारादव
चटाथ एतत् सूत्रमध्ये किमर्थम्?
न प्रश्नः न अवगतः। खौ इति प्रत्याहारः अस्ति चेत् किं भवति प्रश्नः?
So we have kha, ha, cha, tha, tha. Then again cha, tha, tha are there in the same sutram, and kha, pa are in a separate sutram. Is there any distinction between kha, pa and cha, tha?
These two. Okay.
The rest are organized very well as per set of attributes. Yeah. These two I didn't understand.
No, these two, like a kha, pa, cha, tha, tha, These are Mahaprana, and Cha, Ta, Ta, and Ka, Pa. These are Alpa Prana. So probably we would think that Ka, Pa, Cha, Ta, Tha should have been separated, and Cha, Ta, Ta, Pa, Cha, Ta, Ta, Ka, Pa should have been separated. Generally we think that, but while forming the sutra, arranging like this makes more sense to keep the sutras in a short and concise form. That is the idea here. So Panini probably has experimented with lot of permutation and combinations to form the sutras, and to keep them in the most concise form. This is the best way to organize. And that's why even this however, if you see, they are appearing in the beginning, and Yamagana Anunasika, then they are appearing. But when we look at the table here of the Vyanjanam, we generally, with the Sthana Karana Prayatna, this is the logical arrangement. But Chaturdasha Sutras, they are arranged like this, with the conciseness of sutras in mind. Now, one request I have got from Sharda. She wants to clearly hear the pronunciation of Anunasika Vyanjanani atra. In the last column, how she wants to hear the pronunciation. She knows how they should be pronounced, but she just wants to hear them slowly and clearly. So, can somebody help? The first one, Anunasikanga, with an example in a word, how to pronounce.
Hanka. Hanka. Hanka.
This example we already use is linga.
Anka.
Strilinga, Anka, Strilinga.
So slow pronunciation.
Hanka.
Lingam.
Linga.
So what is that? Lakshmikant Mahodaya, keep it muted for some time. So this Sthanam Karanam, what is the Sthanam of Nga and Karanam?
Sthanam is Hanumula. Karanam is Nasikam and Anunasikam.
Karanam is Jifamula and
Anunasikam.
Actually, Sthanam is Nasika. Karanam is just Jifamula. Sthanam is Hanumula or Kantha and Nasika. You can think of Kantha or Hanumula and plus Nasika for Nga. And Karanam is Jifamula. So, keeping that in mind, so if you know that clearly, so at the Hanumula, at the back of the throat, the root of the tongue is touching that part, back of the throat, inside. And then the air is pushed out, and air passes through the oral cavity as well as Nasika, nose also in this case. So Anka, and Linga. And this Nga is produced when there is Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha coming after that nasal sound. So like ka is coming after this nga and ga is coming after this nga. So if no other, the cha cha ja ja, no other line, I mean no other vyanjana in other lines can come after this nasal sound. Only these can come after this nasal sound. Anka, alinga. So what could be the English word which is similar to this?
Something like link.
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 Link. Anything ending in like ing, going, running, running, like that.
Single.
Yeah, single, that sound, no sound. The next one, ya sound.
Panchaka.
Pancha, kinchit.
Pancha. Pancha, pancha, anya. So again, sthanam is talu, the palate, talu, and the juha madhya that we know for this line. Panya, pancha, pancha, and
Punjabi, I think. Not a Sanskrit word, but
similarly, ancha is there, ancha, or anja,
Anjana.
anjana, anja, and then
Kunja. Sangya also comes under this, right?
Kunjika.
Kunchika, and then kunchika, which are similar English words.
Yeah, lunch.
Lunch.
Branch.
Yeah,
Punch.
Punch.
Punch. Lot of.
Punch, lunch, like that. This one. The next one, murdhana. This murdhanya varnaha viralaha eva iti manne angla bhashayam. Sanskrit bhashayam tu santi bahuni padani yatha णकार प्रयोगः न मूर्धा क्रान्विनो न इति प्रयोगः कदा भवति मंड कंठ कंठ प्राण मंड आंग्ल भाषा उदाहरणम् अस्ति किम् and
closest I can think of is sentence.
Yeah, maybe sentence. I don't know whether it is
and has a different sound.
Yeah.
Wonder.
Actually, what I think is in English, it doesn't actually. There's no like this, because the position is different for the pronunciation there. Na for in Sanskritam is going here, and the na is going here, da na. But so there is no position like this in English pronunciation. I think it's somewhere in between. So if we try to do that, touch the tongue tip, there is no tongue rolled also in English. Maybe in Russian it may be there, but in English I What I hear is the tongue tip touching here, trying to pronounce something in between no and na. So that's one. And the next one is na. Na ta tha da dha na. Udaharanam.
Sandhi, Antara,
Danta.
Danta,
Danta. Ta. Anta. Anta. Manda. English also is, I think, is not again clear because of the position there. Maybe like sentences, maybe it is no, sentence closest. Never, like starting, will start with the never. Never. Not probably. Again, not. Now the last one, ma.
Amba,
Amba. Maru. Amba. And English, similar word. There are many, right?
Amber,
Amber.
Mother.
Mother, amber, yeah. Mother, amber, ample, like that. Makarama. So for the last column here, anunasikani, anunasika varanaha, atra sarvesham sthanam samanam bhavati yatra atra ka kha ga ga nga atra samanam sthanam nga cha cha jane tesham talusthanam yakarapi talusthanam parantu kevalam what is the difference nasika iti addition here, additional sthanam is nasika or nose. Along with this, danta plus nasika is na, oshtha plus nasika is ma, murdha plus nasika is na. Next, coming to this, so with this combination, with this collection, kati pratyaharaha kati प्रत्याहारान् कर्तुं शक्नुमः रचयितुं शक्नुमः. So starting with and tuna, starting with tuna, he tuna, who tuna, to ka, he to ka, like this. Lot of combinations are possible, right? So kati कर्तुं शक्यन्ते.
By Panini, 44 have been made.
With Panini, I think 43 or 44 have been used, but those are all like I don't know, lot of pratyaharas are possible combinations. In the Panini Ashtadhyayi, it's limited to about 43, 44. Now,
the purpose of this, doing this,
doing what pratyahara? Doing pratyahara?
All this Maheshwari Sutra arrangement, the purpose is what?
Purpose is using them in the sutras. We'll see how this plays out in the sutras. Okay, Paniniya Ashtadhyayam Prathamam Sutram Kimasti? Bhagini?
Prathamam Sutra Ayud?
No, that is in the Chaturdasha Sutreshu.
Achha.
No. So what I am asking, not Pratyahara. This is the Chaturdasha Sutrani. So this is out of Ashtadhyayi. This is the basis of Ashtadhyayi. But Ashtadhyayi itself starts with what? Sutram. So some of you have studied this Ashtadhyayi, I think. You're not showing.
One of those Sandhi Sutras, either Vriddhiradeich or Avengunaha. One of those two is the first one.
So Prathamam Sutram Ashtadhyayam Bhavati Vriddhiradeich. In Ashtadhyayi Sutras, some sutras they indicate, or they are meant, they indicate, or they are called Sajna Sutram. Sajna Sutram. What is Sajna? Sajna means it's a technical term. So some sutras, all the sutras, they do not indicate some action or the niyama. Niyama sutra, Vidhi sutra, there are different kinds of sutras. So to indicate when two varnas come near each other, something happens. Or how to form Subantam, how to form a Tiganta Padam. So those are like a Vidhi sutras, or so some kinds of sutras are there. But not all the sutras, they spell out the rules like that. To form the rules, in those rules some technical terms are used. Now to understand what are those technical terms, right? For example, if we are studying, say, for example, physics, science, physics, so we come across a term called, say, force, or pressure, temperature. So what do we mean by pressure in physics? What is the pressure? Pressure means what?
Force per unit area.
Force per unit area. So that is the definition. But generally, in the day-to-day use, pressure means, we know there's a lot of pressure, like blood pressure, work pressure, family pressure, peer pressure. Pressure means some kind of force acting on us, so that generally we understand. That is a generic term. But when we study some science, whereas grammar is also a science, it has a definition. So it has a technical definition. It becomes a technical term, no more a generic term. So in physics, the pressure is force per unit area. So it has a measurement also. Similarly, temperature has a technical term, technical definition. So those terms get technical definitions, and we need to understand those definitions if we want to understand that science properly. So in the science, if we say this much pressure is applied, so we cannot just imagine a generic term pressure there. So it has to be very technical there. So similarly, in grammar also, in Panini and Ashtadhyayi, to understand Ashtadhyayi framework, some technical terms have to be understood first. Then wherever the technical term appears in the other sutras, which are actually defining the rules, then we can understand those sutras properly if we understand the technical terms. So the first sutra starts with the defining the technical term called Vruddhi. Vruddhi. So I think we are all familiar with this. Vayam sarve janimah vruddhi iti padasya arthah kaha iti samanya artha. Pressure ityukte samanya bhashayam kim bhavati, some kind of force we are experiencing pressure. We put pressure on my mother, father to buy me something. So that kind of pressure is also there. So similarly, वृद्धिः इति पदस्य अर्थः कः भवति संस्कृतभाषायां? वृद्धिः
to increase,
larger, becoming larger.
अधिकं वर्तते.
larger. वर्धनम् इति वृद्धिः.
Yeah, increasing.
वृद्धिः इत्युक्ते वर्धनक्रिया अथवा भावः वृद्धिः. वृद्धिः भवति इति वर्धते. So if we take this meaning in the context of Ashtadhyayi, then it makes no sense there, or little sense. So first, what Panini in the Ashtadhyayi context, what Panini is using this Vruddhi term as, we need to understand. So please understand that when Panini uses these technical terms, sometimes they are actually somehow related to the day-to-day usage of this Vruddhi, Samanyartha. Yatha, when we say pressure, yes, technically it is a force per unit area, but in general it is somewhat related to the force, right? Force, how we use it in our day-to-day language. So, but we are making it very specific definition there. So similarly here in the Ashtadhyayi context also, when such terms are used, in most of the times they are somewhat related to the general meaning, but in the context of this Ashtadhyayi, they are specifically defined in with what they mean. Udaharanartham atra Vruddhihi Vruddhiraadach. This is the Ashtadhyayam Prathamam Sutram. Prathamadhyayasya Prathamapade Prathamam Sutram Vartate Vruddhiraadach iti. So what does this mean? Vivaranam kartum. Anybody wants to try? I mean, this is, I think some of you have studied this already. You're welcome to explain this.
My first time, Mahoday, I never heard of it.
That's fine. Some of you have already done it. Anybody? Meenakshi Bhagini or Vasumati Bhagini want to try?
Atra, there are three words, Vritti, Art and Aich. Aich means the Pratyahara. And Art refers to Dirgha Akaram. So there are the letters A, I and Au are Vritti.
Mahoday, what you're writing is not visible. Maybe the color is.
Well, I can see. I can see it.
Okay.
Maybe it is lagging for you.
No, I am getting it.
Okay. Vruddhihi Art Aich. Can you see it now, Mahoday? Suresh?
No, but I'll rejoin just.
So Vruddhihi, so atra त्रीणि पदानि सन्ति अस्मिन् सूत्रे प्रथमं सूत्रम् अस्मिन् त्रीणि पदानि वृद्धिरादैच्. In this again, first itself, it's in the first sutra itself there is a sandhi. Vruddhira, Vruddhira, that there is a visarga there, Vruddhihi, and these together, here it becomes Ra, Vruddhira, and this is also there is a sandhi here, Dai, Vruddhira, Dai, like this. So together, with the sandhi, it is being put as Vruddhiraadach. So basically it has three words, Vruddhihi, At, Aich. So note that Atra Prathame Sutre eva Sandhi Drishyate. Sandhi is already there. Now if somebody who doesn't know Sandhi is coming here and starts reading the Ashtadhyayi, first of all he can't figure this out, right? Where to break this and where is the Sandhi, how that Sandhi is happening. So that is why the Ashtadhyayi Krama or the order there is with the thing that the Sanskrita Bhasha is already known to the person. He already speaks the Sanskrit language. So he starts with all these assumptions. Assumption means it was already there. There's no need to assumptions. With that Krama, so to understand this, first somebody has to explain. So there are 3 words in this, so they are broken down like this: Ruddhihi, At, Aich. But I think this is not difficult to understand. So 3 words: Ruddhihi, At, Aich. 3 words. Now, what Bhagini said, Ruddhihi is the first word here. So what this sutra is trying to say is, Vruddhi is a technical term for At and Aich. Vruddhi is the technical term which stands for At and Aich. That means in the sutras later, in the following sutras afterwards, in the Ashtadhyayi, wherever the term Ruddhi comes, we need to understand, or one should understand, that it refers to At and Aich. So, what is At and Aich? That is the question now. Yes, Meenakshi Bhagini, what is At?
At is Dirgha Akaram, A.
A. At means A. Just think that it is A. At means just A. A Varnaha. A iti Swaraha. So, there is a I, all these swaras are there. In that, there is a swara called A, which is a Dirgha Swaraha. So, At represents A. How it represents A, we will see in a bit. Okay. And what is Aich? Aich ityukte kim?
Aich is the Pratyahara.
Kaha Pratyahara?
I, Au is Aich. The 2 letters I and Au.
So if you see here, Aich. So Aich Pratyahara you can see, right? It is Aich Pratyahara. Here.
Fourth word.
Ouch.
So Aich Pratyahara, in the Aich Pratyahara there are 2 swaras, I and Au. So, let me use this whiteboard. So Ruddhihi, Ruddhiradaich. In that there are 3 words: Ruddhihi, At, Aich. So that means Ruddhihi, Ruddhi, technical term, it represents At and Aich. At means A iti Dirgha Swaraha. Aich means I and Au. Okay. I and Au. That's it. These 3 letters stand for Ruddhi technical term, or the other way. Ruddhi technical term stands for A, I and Au. 3 swaras. Okay. So wherever later in the sutras the term Ruddhi is used, we need to understand that these 3 letters are there: A, I, Au. It applies to those 3 letters. That rule applies to the 3 letters.
This At is the first Pratyahara, I. It's included in the first Pratyahara, A.
Hold on, I again made a mistake here. Mistake means writing mistake. Should I use this whiteboard? Ruddhi. What is this? What is arrow? What is arrow is coming? Buddhi, At, Ait. I don't know, this arrow is coming. So this At means A, and Ait means I and Au. Hold on.
Sir, A comes which pratyahara, sir? A.
Yeah, coming there. One sec. A. So where is A here? Ait we know, right? What is At here? Is the At pratyahara? Is the At pratyahara here?
Not found.
Not found. Yeah. But is there a here in this question? First question is there a?
No.
No, there's not.
No a. So how is it valid here now? A.
Plus A.
No. So in the previous sum class, I think briefly we looked at that A stands for all its variants. On what are the variants of A here? A akarasya prabhedaha ke santi. A is what is the type of A? Rasva. This is a short A, right? Rasva A. And what else is there for?
Dirgha and Pluta.
Dirgha, Pluta. A is Dirgha, and again A is, or it is written like this. Pluta. Trimatra, Matratrayam, Varnasya, A iti Ucharanam. So these three variations, and what are the other variations of A? So not only three variations. If you have studied the Shiksha Shastram or attended the Shiksha class which I had before, or if I think it is in the book also, the one.
Anunasika Mahodaya, Anunasika A.
Anunasika and Ananunasika, Udata, Anudata and Swarita.
Correct. So this, for example, if you take this Rasva Akarasya Punaha, there are more variations in this, not only Rasva. So, what is the one? Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita, right? Anudatta, Udatta, and Swarita. So this Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita, tasmin Ucharana Bheda asanti. Ucharana Anudatta means with the lower level. Udatta, for details again please refer to the Shiksha Granthas or our old Shiksha class recordings or some book. We will not go into detail here. And because Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita, they are mostly, except the Vedas, they are mostly lost, though we use this. These are basically intonations. So for example, when we are asking the questions, we put some intonation into it, right? Like, hey, how are you? How are you? How are you? Like that. So there is a difference in the intonation which changes the meaning. Okay? When I say, I know it, I know it, I know it, like that. So different intonations, when they are different, the meanings, the expression, what we want to express, that changes. So this Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita, they are related to that kind of intonations. So each of the swaras, and this Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita, they are applicable to only swaras, not Vyanjanas. So and Hrasva, Dirgha, Pluta also, they are only for swaras. So each swara here has each swara. You take A also, E also, U also, U also. They have the Rasva, Dirgha, Pluta variations first. Rasva, Dirgha, Pluta based on the matra, how long they are pronounced. That is the time duration. And then the Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita based on the intonation. Then there is another variation which is Anunasika and Ananunasika or Niranunasika. Anunasika is one. Anunasika is nasal again. So when we make this as Anunasika, it becomes So nose is also involved there. So each swara can be Anunasika. So that means Rasva swara in Anudatta variation can be Anunasika, and Rasva Anudatta can be Ananunasika. Ananunasika is normally we pronounce like When we add nose to it, it becomes if it is then Rasva it is normal Niranunasika. When we add Nasika, it becomes Anunasika, like Similarly, Pluta, you increase the time duration with Anunasika, Anunasika, if you add nasal, so these are different variations. So Rasva, Dirgha, Pluta, 3 variations for each letter and Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita in each of the Rasva, Dirgha, Pluta, in each Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita can be again sub variations, and in each of them there could be Ananunasika means normal without nose, and Anunasika api means with nose. So total, if you count, it will be 18 variations. Ashtadasha prabhedaha bhedaha santi uchcharana bhedaha pratyekam swarasya swaravarnasya ashtadasha bhedaha bhavanti. So when in the Paniniya this Maheshwara Sutrani santi, when Panini says here, it contains actually all the 18 Bheda. It includes the Rasva, Dirgha, Pluta of and Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita of and also Anunasika and Niranunasika of All the 18 Bhedas are added there, are included there. This is the conciseness of the sutras. Once he says means all the 18 are, he doesn't separately mention them here. When he says E, all the 18 are included in that. When he says U, all 18 are included. Similarly, but Lu, you know that it doesn't have what? It doesn't have Dirgha. It has only Rasva and Pluta. So this is how we have to understand. Now, so when Panini uses like the ak pratyahara, let's say ak pratyahara or an pratyahara, which is like this, an, a, I, u. How many letters are here? How many varnas are included in this? Varna bhedaha total kati santi asmin? Only 3 or more?
36 Mahoday.
Only 36?
No, times 3. 18 times 3.
54.
Yeah, 54. Because this is 18, this is 18, 18. So this we have to understand. When he says an pratyahara or ak pratyahara, pratyekam varnasya sarve praveda antargataha bhavanti tatra. So when that rule is used, actually that pratyahara comes into some rule. So all the varnas, all the bhedas, all the different variations of each swaras, they are included in that, or the rule will be applied, is applicable to all the bhedas of that varna. That is the general thing. Generally, that is how we have to understand the rules when this pratyahara is used. Now, 2 things. One is, nowadays, this Anunasika and Niranunasika, that Bheda and Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita Bheda, in the general usage is lost. almost. So we don't differentiate in the when using Sanskrita Bhasha, Prayoge. We don't distinguish Udatta, Anudatta, Swarita. We don't use them extensively. And Nirunanasika, Anunasika, we don't care. We just use this, most of them, as Nirunanasika without the no nasal component. We just use them like that. So for the Pratyahara, when they are used in the Paninian rules, we can just assume that simple, we can ignore the Udatta, Anudatta, Swarita, and also we can ignore the Nirananasika, Anunasika, and just look at the common examples. Okay? But remember that Panini has written the Ashtadhyayi, composed the Ashtadhyayi, which is applicable to not only Laukika Sanskrita Bhasha, but Vaidika Sanskrita Bhasha api. Vedeshu ya bhasha prayujyate prayogaha santi tesham kritepi ashtadhyayam yani sutrani santi tesham prasaktihi bhavati. So they are applicable there also, in the Vedas also. So he has covered the entire Vangmaya of Sanskritam, not only in the day-to-day use or Sahityam, Kavyam, Padyam, Gadyam, etani. केवलम एतानेव न वेदमपि वेदे प्रयोगाः सन्ति उच्चारणं प्रयोगाः there are some special usages are there, not only ucharana vishaye, but there are special types of tiganta forms are used, subanta forms are used, so all those have to be covered. So he has kept all that in mind and he has composed the Ashtadhyayi. So to cover everything, this has to be very concisely, he has to resort to very special format. So when he, with that in mind, when I, O, these are said, all those are covered, because Nirunasika, Anunasika, Anunasikas are applicable mostly nowadays, they are preserved in Vedas, fortunately, but in the Laukika Bhasha they are lost. But however, his sutras become applicable, they have to be applicable there also, so useful there also. So understanding that each of these letters, they represent actually all the Vedas of each swara is important. That is number one. And secondly, now in some cases, when Panini in the sutra wants to use or say that sutra is applicable to only the Hraswa, but it is not applicable to Dirgha or Pluta, etc. It's not applicable. So what the technique he uses? There is no way here. So in the Maheshwara Sutrani, Chaturdarsha Sutrani, Asmin, Akaraha, Ityukte, Ashtadasha Bhedaha, all are included. But now how to say, in some cases, he wants to say it's some rule or something is applicable to only Raswa. How is he going to say that? So there he uses another technique. So there he adds a ta at the end of some varna, okay, some swara. So when he says, for example, when he says at, okay, at, you don't see ta anywhere at the end of any sutra, right here. So this ta is a free one. Ta he can use. I mean, he has chosen to use ta, this ta, at the end of some swara. It could be a, or it could be e, or it could be u, anything. When he uses like this, at, that means it is only Raswa. If he uses only a, that means all the 18 Vedas are included. If he uses at, then only the Vedas of a are included, not Dirgha and Pluta. Only the Akarasya, Raswa Akarasya भेदाः अन्तर्गताः भवन्ति अत् इत्युक्ते ह्रस्वकारस्य भेदाः कति भवन्ति ह्रस्वकारस्य
18
षड्
षड् so which are they उदात्त अनुदात्त स्वरित and प्रत्येकं पुनः अनुनासिक निरुनुनासिक so many are षड् 6 right
yeah 6 3 into 2
so dirgha has 6 and pluta has 6 so this short has 6 total 18 ह्रस्वकारस्य षड् भेदाः अन्तर्गताः भवन्ति अस्मिन् तकारे तकारस्य तकारः परे अस्ति चेत् परे means afterwards remember this pare is again pare is a saptami vibhakti like parah param para means afterwards pare means if it is afterwards takarah pare asti chet pare is again very frequently used term in grammar to understand this pare means afterwards so takarah परे अस्ति चेत् केवलं तद्वर्णस्य ग्रहणं भवति तो अकारात् परम् अथवा अकारात् परं किम् अस्ति तकारः so at means only a variations of a for our practical purpose it is only a because we don't care about anudatta udatta swarita and nirunanasika nunasika yes so for our purpose today or nowadays our purpose is just if you want to really get into Ashtadhyayi and actual grammar or you want to make a PhD, masters and all that, you can focus on that Anudatta, Swarita and all that, Nirunasika, Nasika, etc. But for our general day-to-day use, we can just consider it as just At. Similarly, now it is clear, right? We have to just add Ta. Or Panini just adds ta at the end of a swara to indicate only that part and do not use the rasva, dirgha or other variations. So if he wants to say only dirgha a and not the rasva a or pluta a, so what he has to do? At, right? At. At. So at means only rasva a, at means only dirgha a. Clear? Karta Mahoday? Similarly,
Yes. I understood now. At and at differentiates. I can differentiate it now.
So just add when you say ut, that means only
Yes.
rasva u.
Yes.
Ut means dirgha u, like that. In the
Very
sutra.
clear.
So now, with this knowledge, it is clear, right? So when we go here, Ruddhi, At, Aich. This means Ruddhi means At, which is Dirgha A, and I and Au. These three letters are to be considered wherever there is a Ruddhi term comes in the Ashtadhyayi Sutram. Sutrani. So in those 4,000 sutras later on, wherever the Ruddhi term comes in a rule, that rule becomes applicable to A, I, Au. Okay, so Ashtadhyayi Pratama Sutrasya Jnanam Jatam. So now you are all familiar with this first sutra, Buddhiradaich. This is Pratamam Sutram. So another thing to note.
So Mahoday, one question.
With
Vriddhi that you said earlier, Vriddhi yoga, At yoga, H, right? So on the At in the middle right here, that means it that is indicating just a dirgha A, nothing else.
Yeah, nothing else. Yes.
Okay.
So this is the first sutra. So just note that some people, केचन जनाः वदन्ति तेषाम् अभिप्रायः एतत् प्रथमं सूत्रं किमर्थं पाणिनिना रचितम् अस्ति अथवा प्रथमं किमत्र स्थापितम् अस्ति पाणिनिना इति. Why not some other sutra here? Why Vruddhiradha? Because it appears randomly. Appears to be random here, like Vruddhiradha. Suddenly starting with Vruddhi, At, Aich. Why this one first? Why not the next one which is shown here, Adenguna? Why not Ikoyanachi? Why not this? Some other sutras. Why this Vruddhiradha? Aich. Iti kevalam atra kevalam panditaनां चर्चा भवति यथा तत्र केचन जनानाम् अभिप्रायः वृद्धि इति मंगलवाचकपदम् इति. मंगलाचरणं क्रियते पाणिनिना इति. मंगलाचरणं यथा सामान्यतः काव्यस्य आदौ, कस्यचित् काव्यस्य आदौ कविः किं करोति, नाटकस्य आदौ यत् कृतिं रचयति ग्रन्थकर्ता किं करोति, सामान्यतः तथा वर्तते इति. संप्रदायः किं करोति, मंगलाचरणं कर्तव्यम्. It is like we do puja, no, shubha karma. So to start, it's okay. To do any good work, to start any work, we do puja first, right? Like so. Similarly, all the writers in the Sanskrita Sahityam, most of them, there are exceptions. Most of them they start with some Shiva Stuti, Hari Stuti, some Devata Stuti with the start, some Mangalapada. So here Panini Ashtadhyayi also Panditanam Atipraya, Keshanchana Panditanam iti Vruddhihi Padam Mangalavachak Padam Asti. So this is his way of starting doing the Mangalacharanam. Because again, if he adds another actual stotram or a shloka, a verse to do a Mangalacharanam, some Devata Mangalacharanam, then it is like it increases the size, right? It doesn't become concise. The size of the grantha is, it grows. So it is redundant. It becomes redundant, not so that defeats the purpose of the conciseness. So even the Sutrakaras, they strive to preserve or reduce even a half matra in the sutras, a half letter in the sutras. They are very, very particular about this. So Panini did not want to include any redundant or additional shloka there. So he just used this Vruddhi. So Vruddhi means Vardhanam, increasing. So this is a Samruddhi, the Mangalakara Padamasti. So that is why he started with the Vruddhiradha iti eka abhiprayate.
Very interesting, Mahoday.
Similarly, which is Dhatu Patha also. Dhatu Patha, which is attributed to him, Panini, which is the first Dhatu there.
Bhu.
Bhu. Why Bhu? Why not Gam? Why not Drish? Bhu. Bhu Saptayam. Bhu. There are also some Panditas, they say that it's a Mangalavachak Padam. Bhu. Sapta. Bhu is a Lakshmi Vachak Padam. Right? Bhu, Bhumi. So there also it starts with a Bhu Dhatu. Bhadiganaha. Evam Aviprayah. Okay, so with that in the mind, what is the next one? Next sutram is, similarly we can understand the next sutram also. This is also Sajna Sutram. Sajna means defining the technical term. What is the next technical term here? Adengunaha. Okay. Next technical term. Asmin. पुनः कानि पदानि अत्र
त्रीणि पदानि
एङ्
अत्
गुणः
एङ् गुणः
simple, right? At eng gunaha. So like the previous one, ruddhiradech, tatra ruddhi iti padasya came about avijnanam about. So that was in that technical definition was done. Now here he is defining another technical term called gunaha. Guna is another technical term. So similarly, samanyatah गुणः इति पदस्य प्रयोगः कथं भवति भाषायां भाषा means remember भाषा means generally not just language भाषा means प्रयोगे सामान्य प्रयोग means भाषा तो भाषायां कथं भवति गुणः इत्युक्ते उदाहरणं वाक्य उदाहरणं कथं भवति गुणः
Does it multiply
multiply is also there gunakarah
quality
उत्तमगुणाः सन्ति
बालके उत्तमगुणाः सन्ति रामः गुणवान् अस्ति इति सामान्यतः गुण इत्युक्ते उत्तमगुणः इति भवति तस्य गुणधर्मः स्वभावः इति but in the grammar Paniniya grammar Ashtadhyaya guna is defined here like this at and ing. Again we'll look at what is at and ing. At we know what is at.
all the varieties of all.
Rasvakara. Rasvakara. What is ing?
ing is pratyahara.
के वर्ण अत्र एंग प्रत्याहारे
a ong from that sutram a and o
ए ong अति तृतीयं सूत्रम् अत्र दृश्यते अस्मिन् सूत्रे ए ओ इति वर्णद्वयं स्वरद्वयम् अस्ति so what we have here at एंग गुणः so a e o इति त्रयः स्वराः गुणसंज्ञकाः. So wherever there is a guna word comes in the Ashtadhyaya Sutra, that rule becomes applicable to these three letters, three swaras. A, O, sorry, A, E, O. Guna. Okay? So guna is a technical definition for this group. Three swaras, A, E, O. So we know.
Mahoday, guna, I didn't get it, Mahoday. Guna, so that means it explains A, O, and O. O?
A, E, O.
A, A, O. Okay.
Yeah, not O. A, E, O. Ruddhi means? What are the three letters we just now saw? Ruddhi stands for
H.
A, I, O. Guna, Ruddhi stands for A, I, O. Guna stands for A, E, O.
In short, Ruddhi means the Dirgha and Ruddhi means Dirgha.
Dirgha, I, O, all three, not just Dirgha.
Dirgha and Pratyahara.
Sorry, which
Pratyahara, Aich.
Aich. A and Aich Pratyahara. Aich Pratyahara has two letters, right? A and then Aich Pratyahara. Aich has two letters, I and O. So Ruddhi stands for these 3 letters and guna stands for 3 letters A and O.
So actually, if we add in front to A, O, you get A, I, O.
Yeah. So this is the Saudhya. Saudhya means technical term. So 2 technical terms we understood today. One technical term is Vruddhi, other technical term is Guna. Where are they used in the actual sutra? We'll see them later when we come across some sutra with those words, Vruddhi and Guna. We'll see them later. But right now, this is just like dipping our toes in the Ashtadhyayi, just trying to understand what a sutra looks like. We are not actually started studying the Sandhi yet. Sandhi or rules of Sandhi, etc. So in the when we actually study the Sandhi, we will look at the sutra very briefly. This is not a detailed study of each sutra or Ashtadhyayi. Focus is on understanding the Sandhi with the Udaharanani. When we are doing that, we will also look briefly at the Sutram. That means when we look at the Sutram, these concepts will be useful. What is the Sadhya, means technical term. What is the Pratyahara, and what Shiva Sutrani or Maheshwara Sutrani, and what is Vruddhi, what is Guna.
Second sutra is Ajna. Second sutra is Ajna.
Not Ajna. Where is Ajna?
No, first sutra is
Vruddhiradai.
Sutra is
Adengunaha.
संख्यकाः
Aderguna.
Second sutra we saw today is Adengunaha.
अच्छा.
And Adenguna is also actually second sutra in the Ashtadhyayi. First sutra is Vruddhiradai, second sutra is Adenguna.
And we have not defined this Ashtadhyayi and it. There are 2 things. One is Pratyahara, Ashtadhyayi and it.
No. Forget it right now. Right now, forget it. We have not yet discussed it. We talked about what is Ashtadhyayi, very briefly. Not Ashtadhyayi 8 chapters, and each chapter has 4 padas, and each pada has many sutras. And we talked about Maheshwara Sutrani, Chaturdashi Sutrani, and in that, what are the Pratyaharas, and then just the 2 examples of Ashtadhyayi Sutra. First one is Vruddhiradai, second one is Adengunaha. So these 2 sutras give us a quick introduction of how the Pratyaharas are used in those sutras, like Vruddhi. At is also there, Aich is also there. At is there, Eng is there, Guna is there. So in the Vruddhiradai Sutram, Pratyahara, Aichiti Pratyahara Prayuktaha. In Adengunaha, Eng iti Pratyahara Prayuktaha Vartate. Additionally, in the Vruddhiradai, Panini is also used a special technique by adding ta to a swara, like at. In the second sutram, he has used at, using the same technique by adding the ta to a swara. When he adds the to a swara, that means he is referring to only that swara with that matra and its bhedas. Like a means the dirgha a and its bhedas, total 6. And then ing, at means there are rasva a with its total 6 variations. Are we ready for the first sandhi?
Okay, Mahoday.
Yes, Mahoday.
Not yet. We'll look at what is sandhi now. Sandhi ityukte kaha. So atra ekah श्लोकः वर्तते. संहितैकपदे नित्या नित्या धातूपसर्गयोः नित्या समासे वाक्ये तु सा विवक्षाम् अपेक्षते. इति सन्धिः. संहिता इति अत्र पदमस्ति. संहिता मीन्स क्लोजनेस, proximity. संहिता. So sandhi karyam, okay, that change in here I have written something like this. Sandhi equal to उच्चारण काले वर्णद्वयं समीपे भवति चेत् तदा वर्णविकारः उच्चारणे परिवर्तनं भवति. वर्णद्वयं, so what are these varnas? It could be 2 swaras, 2 vyanjanas, or vyanjana swaras, like that. When they come close enough, the change in the ucharanam can happen, right? Ucharanam means sound. Change in the sound can happen because of their sthana and prayatna, which all that action happens in the or vocal instruments like mouth and the throat and the jihva and the oshtha. So all these together, when we are talking, tada, when 2 varnas they come, when we try to pronounce them close enough, then naturally some changes happen in the sound, and this change is called sandhi karyam, or joining. Sandhi, generally joint. So when this in the Sanskrita bhasha, the padeshu, where all this is possible, this change in the sound, where all this is possible, this shloka indicates possibilities. Samhita is that proximity. Because of proximity, the change in the sound, where all it happens. Ekapade. Ekapade means one word, single word. Ekapade nitya, sarvada bhavati. Sarvada sandhi karyam bhavati kada ekapade. In a single word. Single word udaharanam pashyamah. Anantam dhatu plus upasarga. Dhatu plus upasarga. We know that. What is upasarga? Which are some prefixes added to dhatus. Like some example kim, udaharanam kim bhavati. Dhatu plus upasarga. यथा निरीक्षणं भवति.
उपनिषद.
गच्छामि.
आगच्छामि, उपनिषद, निरीक्षणं, परीक्षणं इत्यादि, अनुगमनम्, अन्वेषणं. So all these. Then तत्रापि सन्धि नित्या, नित्यं सर्वदा भवति. संहिता भवति. संहिता means proximity. Proximity must be there. We cannot pronounce these, in these cases we cannot pronounce the 2 parts separately. For example, dhatu upasarga. For example, let's say parikshanam. In the parikshanam, or Parikshanam. What is the upasarga and what is dhatu? Parikshate. This padam asti.
Pari is upasarga.
Pari and Iksha.
Parikshate iti patlakare asti parikshate. So actually this is the iti pari iti upasarga ikshate iti dhatu iti tinganta padam asti iksha dhatu. So अत्र सर्वदा परीक्षते इत्येव उच्चारणीयम् न तु अत्र खण्डनं कृत्वा परीक्षते इति खण्डनं कृत्वा न उच्चारणं साधु नास्ति सर्वदा परीक्षते इति संहिता सदा भवति संहिता मीन्स द प्रॉक्सिमिटी always is compulsory here in such cases nitya samase epi samhita nitya. Samhita means proximity. Remember, when the proximity happens, the sandhi happens there. Whenever there is a proximity, sandhi happens. That means, in the dhatu upasarga case, since proximity is compulsory, sandhi always happens. Then similarly, nitya samase, samasta padeshu, samhita, sarvada, nitya. सर्वदा अपेक्षिता इति तत्रापि सन्धिः सर्वदा भवति उदाहरणं किं समस्तपदस्य
दशरथः दाशरथि
रामायणम् एतत् समस्तपदमस्ति घटक पदे केस्तः अत्र
राम योग आयन महोदय
राम अयन रामस्य अयनम् इति पदं विग्रहवाक्यं रामस्य अयनं मीन्स् रामस् स्थानं गतिः मार्गः इति Ramasya ayanam. Parantu, basically there are two words in this. One is Rama plus ayana. Here, atra samasta padam, samasa karyam bhavati. Tada, together they form this word, Ramayanam. So here also, we cannot separately pronounce them, Rama, ayana. You know, when we want to say Ramayana, we can't say Ramayana. Here the proximity is compulsory. When there is a proximity means Ramayana together. When the proximity happens or is a compulsory, sandhi must happen there or sandhi will happen. So here it becomes Ramayanam. Another one. Then ekapade single words like Haraye, so Haraye like these words, Rameshu, those words. Ramanam, those words. Those are single words. In that also, there are bhagas. We can split them for the grammatical purpose. In the pada nirmana karye, kale, haraye, hare plus a, like this. First the pratipadikam comes, then the sup pratyaya comes, then they have to merge to become a single word, to form the actual word. So that is actually a single word. So we can't separately pronounce the pratipadikam, separately pronounce the supratyaya like that in that case. We can't say hare, a like that. So it has single word has to be pronounced together, hare. Here also the sandhi happens, it is a must. However, vakye tu sa vivaksham apekshate. Vakye. So in these three cases it is a must. Samhita means proximity is a must. Which are the three cases? Ekapade, in the single word, dhatu upasargayoho madhye, which we saw, like nirikshanam, parikshanam, like that. Nitya samase, samasa padeshu api sarvada bhavati, parantu vakye tu sa vivaksham apekshate. Vakye means in the sentence. Sa means which sa, samhita, proximity. Vivaksham apekshate, nitya nasti iti arthaha. In a sentence, when used in a different words are used in a sentence, tatra proximity is vivaksham apekshate. Vivaksha means vaktuhu ichha or vaktum ichha. यः वक्ता अस्ति भाषणकारः वाक्यस्य वचनकारः भाषणकारः यः वर्तते तस्य इच्छा अस्ति सः संहिताम् इच्छति सः अथवा सा संहिताम् इच्छति अथवा न इच्छति तस्य इच्छा यथेच्छं भवति. So if yatechha means what? If he wants to, if the person who is the speaker wants to pronounce or talk two words quickly one after another, it is his choice, or he wants to leave a little bit gap between them. Okay? Not too much. Too much gap means the artha bhanga bhavati. If I want to say aham aapanam gacchami, okay, so I say aham aapanam gacchami. So here between the words, whether between these two words sandhi should happen or not, first samhita, right? Samhita means proximity. Whether I want the proximity or pronounce them quickly one after another or not, it depends on me. But there is also a limitation, right? So how much gap I should put there? If I put just aham aapanam, if I just say this much and gacchami after 1 hour, nobody will understand it. Perhaps the listener might have disappeared by then. So aham aapanam. Okay, people will start wondering what next. So gacchami. So even here also, that is a different topic. The gap between the, means what is vakyam, what is not vakyam. That is a different topic of discussion altogether. But so it is common sense, right? When we want to say a sentence, it should be meaningful expression. What is a sentence? Meaningful expression. To form the meaningful expression, different words are strung together in a meaningful way, logical way, and put together in a logical way. So aham aapanam gacchami. So when I say like this, I can decide how much gap to put in between them, and samhita should be there or not. Now what is samhita? Samhita is also technically defined. It is half matra kala or less. Half matra or less. At least not more than half matra. Okay? That is a samhita, proximity. Matra, which previously we know, right? Matra is like a akara, ukara. When we say general, normal when you say it's a 1 matra, it's 2 matra. So half is just short, very short. So samhita is that half, maximum half matra. So if I put more than half matra pause in between these two words.
What is the actual meaning of samhita?
Samhita, I said proximity, right? Closeness between the two letters. Two varnas, and technically it is defined as less than half matra. So if I put यदि अर्धमात्रा कालात् अधिकः कालः भवति चेत् पदद्वयोः मध्ये यथा अहम् आपणम् इति पदद्वयमस्ति, अनयोः मध्ये यदि अहं वदामि यथा अहम् आपणम् गच्छामि, इदानीं किम् अस्ति? अत्र मध्ये विरामः श्रूयते, अहम् इति, there is a pause. अर्धमात्रा कालात् अधिकम् अस्ति. अहम् आपणम् गच्छामि. वाक्यं तु अस्ति, अर्थबोधः तु भवति, अर्थः तु ज्ञायते, तस्य अहं किं वक्तुमिच्छामि, अहम् आपणं गच्छामि इति वक्तुमिच्छामि, परन्तु अहम् आपणं गच्छामि इति मध्ये, पदयोः मध्ये किञ्चित् अधिकविरामः अस्ति. अहम्, अत्र प्रायः द्विमात्राकालः विरामः अथवा एकमात्राकालः तु वर्तते एव अहम् आपणं गच्छामि इति। तदा सन्धिः न भवति। कथं सन्धिः न भवति चेत् संहिता नास्ति इति सन्धिः न भवति। वाक्ये सन्धिः न भवति। सन्धिः न भवति चेत् उच्चारणम् एवं भवति अहम् आपणं गच्छामि इति श्रूयते। अहं मकारः सम्पूर्णतया श्रूयते म म वडिदम् म उच्चारणं स्थानं किं भवति ओष्ठ ओष्ठौ इति उच्चारणस्थानं म। सो ऐ एम् क्लोजिंग द lips aham and stopping that air from going outside, right? Aham, I closed it. Aham apanam gacchami. So the makara is completely pronounced because of the gap there. I am putting the gaps, pausing there. Aham apanam. So there, here samhita is not there, proximity is not there, the sandhi is not happening. That is why I am writing ma to indicate that there is no proximity, there is no sandhi. You will have to pronounce it as ma. Now, if I choose as a speaker, if I choose to pronounce them quickly with the samhita, means less than half matra gap between them, then it sounds different. Then what happens? Aham apanam gacchami. Aham apanam gacchami. Aham apanam gacchami. Especially note the second one. Aham apanam gacchami. Aham apanam gacchami. In the first case, you still hear ma there, right? Aham apanam. Though I am pronouncing these quickly, what I am saying? Aham apanam. Aham apanam. Aham apanam. Now, but the second one, aham apanam gacchami. Whereas, if I don't do samhita here, you hear aham apanam gacchami. Or just, if I am going to pronounce only these two words, apanam gacchami. Now, second case, where there is samhita, I say apanam gacchami, apanam gacchami. Right? There is a samhita, and because samhita, you hear the difference in the pronunciation. Apanam gacchami, apanam gacchami. So, to represent that sound, instead of ma, what I am going to do, what sound we are hearing there? When I say apanam gacchami, nga. So, in place of ma, I am hearing this nga, like this ankana, angana, anga, like that I am hearing that nga, apanam gacchami. So to represent that sound in the script, I am putting this nga kara here. I am here because I am hearing the nga there. So if there is a samhita, then the sandhi happens. If there is no samhita, means proximity, sandhi doesn't happen. And where it is samhita means proximity compulsory in the ekapada, when the single word between dhatu and upasarga in the samasa. But in the sentence, it is optional, means it depends on the ichcha of the speaker, whether he wants to put the sandhi or not, or samhita or not. Okay? In the first, between these two, what happened? Aham apanam. In between these two, what happened? Is there a sandhi or not?
Apanam.
Aham apanam. If there is a proximity, how does it sound like?
Ama.
So aham ma plus a changing to ma. So this is not sandhi actually. This is just a gunitaksharam. Like we have kaka, kiki, kuku, mama, mimi, mumu. So those are not sandhis. They are just the way of bringing out the Vyanjanam. We know that because only Vyanjanam ma cannot be pronounced on its own. Because of that, we have to add a swara to it. So in this case, we are adding a to it to make it ma. Aham, apanam, ahamapanam. So this is not a sandhi. We are just adding the swara to it to make it a gunita aksharam. But here, it is different. We are not adding a swara. After that, there is a Vyanjanam. Because of Vyanjana proximity, this makara changing to nga sound. Apanam gacchami. So here the sandhi, karyam, the sandhi happens there because of the samhita. Yeah. So these three, some of these things interesting to know. When the samhita is a compulsory, when the samhita is not compulsory, depends on the vaktuhu ichcha. Okay, so there are no questions. I'll stop here today. Ramamaha.
So these three words can be spelled as ahamapana, ahamapanam gacchami.
Yeah, together ahamapanam gacchami. Together, if you want to pronounce ahamapanam apanam gacchami. Ahamapanam gacchami.
You can jointly
yes
spelled.